Hi, my name is Jonathan Gill, quarterback coach and strength and conditioning coach at C.W. Post University in Long Island, New York. Today I'll be talking to you about quarterback fundamentals and techniques. First, I'm joined by my quarterback, Nick Giorgetti. Okay, he'll be our starting quarterback this year. The first thing I want to talk about is the quarterback stance. Throughout my years of playing and coaching, I've seen many flaws in the way people stand on the center. Okay, there are three different ways I'm going to talk to you about the stand. I give my quarterbacks an option. I really don't have a specific preference. I want them to do what's most comfortable to them, but I want them to at least do one of the three things, okay, that I'm going to suggest and talk about. The first thing we'll talk about is a staggered stance. Okay, so Nick, all right, is a right-handed quarterback. He'll put his right foot up first. Okay, he'll line up that toe to that instep of the right foot. Okay, he'll have his weight loaded on his left leg. Okay, he's going to drive out with his left leg. Okay, have the weight loaded. Okay, weight on the left leg, nice and comfortable and relaxed with the right leg. Eyes will be scanning the field. Okay, and the reason we like a staggered stance is because it gets us away from the traffic of the offensive line. Okay, also prevents, okay, his push-off foot, which is his left foot, from getting stepped on because it's farther back. Okay, so that's one reason we like the staggered stance. Okay, a main thing also is you see he's standing tall in the center. He's not crouching down. Okay, and his eyes are up. Okay, very important to keep the eyes up. A lot of times I see a lot of young quarterbacks, okay, will get on the center when the ball's about to be snapped, they put their eyes down. Okay, that's a direct tell-all to the defense, okay, the ball's about to be snapped. So, from a lefty's perspective, okay, I'm going to put my left foot forward, okay, line up my toe to instep, okay, and have the ball seated. Okay, we always want to, if we're not going to have a center, we always want to have the ball seated in our non-dominant hand. That way we can simulate always taking a snap, okay. We're going to bend, okay, we're going to sink down. We're not going to bend over at the waist. We're going to bend the knees, okay. We're going to keep the chest, okay, behind the knees behind the toes, okay, and scanning the field. Okay, so that's a staggered stance, okay, which I prefer. Okay, now, there's also the balanced stance, okay, which is used primarily out in the West Coast offense, you know, started off with Bill Walsh, okay, where the feet are right in line with each other, okay, and they're right in line with each other, perfect balanced position, okay, and what they like to do, okay, when we get into later on, is take a little punch step, okay, with their first step. So if I was a lefty, I'm going to take a punch step with my right foot, okay, and drive out of there. They think it helps to get more momentum, also prevents the offensive line from stepping on the quarterback. Okay, so that's the second stance. And the third stance, something I learned from Phil Simms, okay, is the balanced stance with the feet slightly pigeon-toed. Okay, now, whenever you're going to drive out underneath the center, you're always going to drive out, okay, off your opposite leg if you're throwing on. Okay, so if you're lefty, you're driving out with your right leg, and if you're righty, you're driving out with your left leg. So when you drive out, okay, already because of the fact that the toes are pigeon-toed, your heel is automatically slightly turning outward. So instead of instead of being straight and just turning the foot and driving, okay, your feet are slightly pigeon-toed and you're pushing and turning at exactly the same time. So it eliminates false stepping, which is predominantly one of the worst things the quarterback can do in the center, and also saves time by making two motions into one. So I give my quarterbacks any of those three options they can choose, which one they're comfortable with. So we come up to center, let's scan left, down the middle to the right, okay, put his hand underneath the center, get in his stance, okay, nice bend in his elbows, okay, that way he's able to ride the center, head up, back is nice and straight and flat, bending at the waist, okay, so you're bending at the knees, not at the waist, okay, chest is behind the knees are behind the toes, perfect balance, okay, if you push them, okay, doesn't move, okay, I feel like the grip, the most important thing about the grip is that there's daylight in the ball, okay, as long as the fact that you can slide a pencil right through the palm of his hand and come out on the other end, the grip is perfectly fine, regardless of how they grip it. Okay, as you see, Nick tilts the ball back here, okay, and you see daylight right through the other end here. And the worst thing to see is a quarterback palming the ball, okay, squeezing the football, choking the football, and seeing no daylight, okay, can lead to elbow problems, okay, as well as cutting down the velocity and accuracy you can generate on the football. Okay, two of the commonly most used grips, okay, by a lot of quarterbacks are the 1 and the 4, which means the first lace and the fourth lace, and the 2 and the 5, the second lace and the fifth lace. Okay, the first lace, okay, is right at the top of the ball here. So they put the middle finger here, and then they put the ring finger right on the fourth lace, just like this. Okay, as you see, I turn the ball upside down. I still got air in the ball. Okay, now this next type of grip, what I talked about, is the 2 and the 5, where the middle finger gets placed on the second lace, okay, and the pinky finger gets placed on the fifth lace. Okay, another commonly used grip. Regardless of what kind of grip you use, the one advice I can give you is this: the smaller the hand, the further back you should grip the ball to get more control. The bigger the hand, the more flexible you are with your grip. Some exercises to improve your grip strength, Okay, that doesn't mean necessarily now you want to squeeze the hell out of the football, but some exercises to improve the grip strength are getting some newspapers, okay, pages of newspaper, grab it right in the middle, squeeze it for 5 to 6 seconds, letting it go, okay, doing 3 sets of 10 reps of that. The wrist roller, okay, right, very commonly used in baseball, holding out the wrist roll, letting it all the way down, rolling it all the way back up, okay. Also, tug of war, 2-man tug of war you could do, okay. Put the ball here, okay, and on 3, make it a competition, okay, working on grip strength. If Nick were throwing to the camera right there, okay, you would want his throwing shoulder, okay, facing the camera, his hip facing the camera, his knee facing the camera, and his ankle facing the camera. Real simple, okay. You want a slight bend in the knees, okay. You want the weight loaded on the inside ball of the foot, okay, the back foot, okay. That's the way it's able to spring and propel, okay, the ball towards the target, okay. You want the ball straight up and down, shoulders are nice and relaxed, okay, elbows up and down, okay. You want to hold the ball, okay, towards the back of the breastplate, okay. Put front hand pressure, not throwing hand pressure, front hand pressure on the ball, okay. So that's a perfect throwing stance that we want to get to every single time we can in a game situation, throw the football effectively. The same stance from the lefty point of view, okay, will be right here, ball's back, shoulders are down, elbows are down, okay, knees are slightly bent, okay, weight is loaded on the inside ball of the foot of the left leg for me, okay, shoulder, hip, knee, and ankle are facing the target. Nice, perfect base. He's on balance, he's ready to throw a football. You push him around, okay, he's not moving, okay? That's perfect base. Now, we want to step heel to toe. If you step toe to heel, which is very common flaw, what's going to happen is your knee's going to lock out, and the only way your body, your upper body can come through the zone is coming over the top of your knee. So when you come over the top of your knee, the football is going to go right into the ground. When you throw a football, you want to rotate on your axis, okay? You want to generate force and really drive those hips right through the target. So the best way to do that, okay, Nick's going to demonstrate here, is by going heel to toe, okay? Right heel to toe, and already you see the hips are starting to come open, and he's going to swing it and come through as we go on throughout the mechanical process. Okay, so you want to step heel to toe. You want a short 6-inch stride, okay? Overstriding, what does that do? Okay, if you want these guys to take a long stride, and it really shoots out here, okay, a couple things can happen. Your hips will get way out in front, okay? What's going to happen is all you're throwing with is all your arm, okay? You're not generating any force, any velocity from your hips, okay? You lead to arm problems and inconsistencies in the passing game, as well as the fact that sometimes, okay, your hips can get way out in front of you too soon, and your hips get way out in front too soon. This shoulder shoots up, this shoulder shoots down, and the only way to throw a football now is underneath your shoulder, okay, which will lead to arm problems and inconsistencies in the passing game. So you want a short 6-inch stride. If you have somebody who has a habit of overstriding, okay, we get a sidewinder, okay, in case you don't know what that looks like. It's basically a rubber cord attached to two anklets, okay, we put it on, and whatever it does, it minimizes how far you can stride out, okay. It's basically like a mini band in a sense, okay, but those are an excellent tool to prevent overstriding. Okay, so we got the stride part down. So now, as we stride here, okay, the ball is going to get pushed back. So we're going to push the ball back with our front side hand. It's going to be pushed back, okay, so we're loading the ball up here, okay. There's some guys, like Steve Spurrier himself, okay, his cult of quarterbacks, and they do a tremendous job. They even talk about having the ball way up here, and it's already loaded. The front shoulder is already loaded towards the target, okay, right here. So there's no reason to push the ball back. It's a little quicker. They get rid of the ball a little faster. Me personally, I was never comfortable with that technique, nor was I ever taught that technique, but I know it's one that obviously works, okay? So instead of pushing the ball back, they kind of have the ball loaded back, and they have this front shoulder really torqued back more, okay, to generate a lot of velocity and power on the football. So he's going to push the ball back here, okay, nice and easy. He step forward on his heel. Now he's going to bring the ball right up, okay, right up here, perfect. This hand right down is coming through, okay, right this end. Now you see right here, okay, just tilt this arm back here. I'm going to lift it up there. That's it. You see right here, the elbow's leading, the football, okay, is coming through. The arm is slightly lagging behind the elbow, okay. Now finish through and drive that hip forward, okay. So when you finish, you should end right in this position here, okay, where you're completely unbalanced, okay. So look at it from the lefty's point of view. Okay, you step out, you push back, you drive this hand down, elbow slightly leaning, okay. You stay on top of the football. You're pulling the football downward. Okay, you're pulling the football downward. You have a slight lean, okay, to your offhand side. A slight lean to your offhand side, and you're really propelling the hip, finishing through. Okay, snapping the wrist off. Okay, now The key to finger control when throwing the football, I put it like this: 5-4, okay, 3-1-2. What does that mean? 5-4-3-1-2. That means that the fifth finger is the first to leave the ball. The fourth finger is second, okay? The middle finger, the third finger, and the second finger, okay, the middle and the thumb leave at the same time, and the index is the last finger to leave the football. Okay, a test, okay, to see if you're throwing the football effectively. Right-handed quarterbacks, lefties is obviously the opposite. Stand about 20-25 feet from a solid brick wall. Okay, when you stand about 20-25 feet from a solid brick wall, you get in a perfect throwing stance, working mechanics, and throw the ball right at the brick wall. Righties, your football should slightly tail up and should travel upwards. The point should travel upwards and slightly to the right. How do you know if your football is traveling the right way? Real simply, by the way it bounces off the wall. If the wall bounces down into the left, the ball bounces down into the left, you're really throwing the football correctly. Okay, if the ball bounces up, okay, if the ball bounces up, what that's telling you is your wrist is cocked, okay, too soon. You're cocking your wrist, which we will never want to do. We always want to have our wrist really relaxed, okay, and you're spinning the football too late. Okay, that drill I just talked to you about right there is a drill I got from Phil Simms. It's an excellent drill. It works, and obviously lefties, you'd be the opposite.